So, oh, 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 my fucking nose. Oh, my fucking nose. Oh, my fucking nose. Sorry. My nose. Oh, fuck. 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 Politics and religion are controversial. Here's why, in my opinion. Just because they are. And also, well, it's politics and religion. What else do you expect? But I'll, you know, explain why, well, for the first part, why religion is controversial. Now, I am a religious person, but it is understandable because it has created conflict in history, and it has resulted in a lot of things, especially since a lot more people are non-religious. And even if they were religious, even back when it was just normalized or more normal in general to just be religious, today not so much, especially in the Western world. But religion has a lot of controversial statements, has a lot of controversial beliefs, has a lot of things that are currently controversial right now, or controversial then, that caused backlash now, or controversial now that back then wouldn't be so hyped up. Similar thing with politics, but when it comes to religion specifically, religion, well, we'll talk about politics later. Religion is kind of complicated, and it is very, very controversial. It has been getting nudged in a lot in society, especially recently. Like, I get if you have a particular religion and you think your religion is the best religion ever and it's the true one and you've been believing that all your life, fine, whatever, you do that. I just tell you something right now. I'm not really here to say, oh, you can't be a part of insert religion here. I am just saying that it is not a good idea to use your religion to do bad things, because then it's going to cause problems. And those bad things, being like just things that most people would hate, like terrorism, murder, when I mean murder, I mean the human murder, and then another one is like being all evil and stuff. I don't know what is specific to your religion, but you get the idea. Anyway, religion has its controversial parts to it. And yeah, it gets really, really hard to explain. Like, for example, real world religions such as Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism. Those are some of the big major world religions and things like that. And those define most of societies. Not all, but most. And then, there's a whole bunch of other religions. Not just those, but, there are many paganistic religions. There are very many, religions that don't consider themselves religions, because of the way their faith is. Or there are non-religious groups that are, that declare themselves as religious, because that's just the way it is. And for some people aren't really religious, they just want a community, like some people aren't truly religious, they're just mostly like in a group or have a group formed just for community reasons or purely just because they can, not really just because they actually believe it, I would say, yeah. And as a religious person myself, to be more specific, a Christian. And for the Christians out there, I'm not going to say my specific denomination because you know how people are with that kind of thing. If I were to find out that my denomination, my religion, my entire religion is all false and a lie, and it was no longer true, like I knew that it wasn't true at all at one point, even if I woke up tomorrow and knew that, even if that was the case, I at least felt like I did something, you know? At least felt like I, did something to, live life, you know? That kind of thing. Now, let's talk about the one thing that, for some reason, made Thanksgiving controversial. And probably why nobody really talks about Thanksgiving. Because somehow, some way, oh yeah, it's gonna be politics. But I've noticed something about politics and religion. Because sometimes they're intertwined or because they're separate, politics is the more controversial one now. Like, religion used to be, like, really, really controversial to talk about back in the day. I mean, it still is, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it still fucking is. Don't think this is like a, oh, religion is normal to talk about now kind of thing. No. That's not what I mean. I mean, politics has become so controversial that I would say ever since, I don't know, 2014, politics has become more controversial than religion. And religion has been dividing and changing and uniting societies for who knows how long. Same thing with politics, you know? And sometimes there are political religions. There are religions completely based off of politics, you know? And that's just how it is. But yeah, I do believe in, you know, the separation of politics and religion. Because look at any government that has that and they are not doing that well, you know, because they don't mix, you know? It's either be under a government or don't, you know? Like I don't know what else to say when it comes to that. When you have a religious government, like I said, they don't mix well for the simple reason because religion is more faith-based, whereas politics is more, state-based. And so they'll be more worried about looking in, and then your religion doesn't go to what your religion is supposed to mean. It goes into meaning whatever the state wants, you know? Then your religion becomes your political view at that point. It doesn't even become, you know, you can't just be this religion or that religion. No, you have to be the pre-approved version of whatever religion it is. And politics, even in non-religious countries, don't excuse this from countries that are like majority non-religious or countries that are like, you know, have separation of state and, well, politics and religion, alright? Even if there's like, oh yeah, we completely hate religion, we completely hate politics, da, 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 da. Even if you live in a whole country that's like that, it doesn't change the fact that it's imperfect, you know? It doesn't change the fact that there are people, including you, the person who watched or maybe even sent this video, that, you, as a person, that's right, you, a person, should not be like, going, oh yeah, I'm beyond criticism. Oh yeah, they said bad things about me. Therefore, they must be instantly evil. Even though they're the exact same group as me. Even though they're the exact same religion and political views as me. They must be evil. They must be evil, you know? Like, that's just how it is. You know? And, let me think for a second here. It gets really hard and really complicated to do this kind of stuff. You know, if you want to have political views, fine. If you want to have religious views, fine. But, you know, it's just very controversial. That's really all that I'm saying here. And yeah, that's all over the place, and you know, it's a pretty big deal in the world. Anyway, yeah, politics and religion does have a lot of similarities, but mostly differences. You know, that's the reason why they should be separate in general. That kind of thing. And you might go, oh, but they have followers. Oh, but they have people who do this because they told them to. Da, 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 da. Yeah, but it's like comparing a fruit to a vegetable. Yeah, they might be both edible, but they're not the same exact fucking thing. Okay? If you compared, say, an apple to broccoli, it's not gonna be the exact same, is it? It could be similar. It could have similar genetic code or whatever, or similar, like, fucking color in some way, or, you know, similar looks, but they're not the same. They're not the same. Anyway, I am out of here, and this is why I think politics and religion is controversial. Yeah, that's the end of the video, and just remember, stay ugly.